There's a hidden law behind every success story. A law older than money, older than luck, older than talent. Break it, and you stay stuck. Follow it, and the world begins opening doors you didn't even know existed. Most people never see it. They think success is luck, or talent, or destiny. But they're wrong, because the real law is simpler and far more brutal. You receive only after you give, not before, not when you feel ready, not when life becomes generous. Only after. And today, you're going to see this law in a way you'll never forget. You're going to watch how a man with nothing, no home, no pride, no identity, used this law to rewrite his story from the ground up. But before you understand his transformation, there's something you need to know. The people who live by this law aren't normal. They're unstoppable. They move differently, think differently, see themselves differently. When others wait, they act. When others take, they offer. When others shrink, they expand. They understand something most people never learn. If your hands are always out, you will never rise. But if they are open, the world fills them. But here's the catch, the part no one wants to hear. To follow this law, you must first give away the identity that's kept you small. You must kill the version of yourself that only takes, only waits, only wishes. But before I show you how this story unfolds, before I reveal the moment everything changed, do one thing. Subscribe, like this video, and comment, "I'm ready to give before I receive." It sounds simple, but saying those words means you're not just watching. You're participating. You're stepping into the story. You're proving you're ready for the shift most people never make. All right, let's begin. There was a man who lived at a busy city train station. Not in a home, not in a shelter, not in a room with a door and a lock. He lived at the station, on the cold tiles, under the steel beams, between the rushing footsteps of strangers who never looked him in the eye. His name had been forgotten by the world, and eventually, even by himself. Every morning, he woke up to the noise of trains arriving and departing. And every morning, he did the same thing. He begged. He begged for coins, for scraps, for mercy. He had mastered the art of lowering his head, weakening his voice, shrinking his presence. It wasn't a job. It was survival, a routine carved into his bones. He asked everyone who passed by. Most ignored him. Some pitied him. A few tossed him coins without ever stopping. His stomach lived on randomness. His future depended on luck. His identity lived between shame and hope. He didn't blame anyone. He didn't hate his life. He just didn't know how to escape it. One day, while he sat near the station entrance, watching the river of people move like a current around him, he saw someone different. A tall man in a charcoal suit, clean shoes, sharp eyes, a presence that didn't just walk. It carried itself. The beggar's heart stirred. He looks wealthy, he thought. If he gives me something, maybe today I'll eat properly. So he approached him with all the humility he had learned, all the smallness he had practiced for years. "Sir, please, can you spare something, anything?" The man stopped, turned, looked at him fully, not with disgust, but with a strange curiosity. And then he asked a question that drilled straight into the beggar's soul. "You're always begging, but do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. His throat tightened. He wanted to laugh at the absurdity of it. "I'm a beggar, sir," he said quietly. "I have nothing. I always ask. I can't give anything." The man shook his head slowly. No anger, no pity, just truth. If you cannot give, you have no right to ask. The beggar's lips parted. No one had ever spoken to him like that. The man continued, "I'm a businessman. I believe in trade. If you can give me something, I can give you something in return. But asking without offering, that's not how the world works." And then, with the same calm confidence, he turned, stepped onto the train, and disappeared behind the sliding doors. The beggar stood there, motionless, the man's words looping in his mind, like the echo of a temple bell. That night, he couldn't sleep. He lay awake on the cold station floor, eyes open, staring at the roof beams above him. Why did he say that? What does he expect me to give? I have nothing, nothing. But the words kept burning. If you can't give anything, you have no right to ask. He repeated it until it hurt. Maybe the reason he received so little was not because people were selfish, but because he never offered anything in return. But what could he give? What could a man with nothing give to the world? He searched his pockets. Empty. He searched his mind. Even emptier. He thought for hours, then days. But the answer didn't come. Not yet. On the third morning, As he sat near the platform, he noticed something ordinary, something so simple. He almost missed it. Just a few steps away, at the edge of the station garden, a small cluster of flowers had bloomed. Yellow, bright, open, alive in a world where he felt dead. And suddenly, a spark. What if this is it? What if I can offer something beautiful? Something simple, something no one expects. He walked to the plants, touched the soft petals, and for the first time in years, he felt a strange feeling inside his chest. Hope. He carefully picked a handful of flowers, not to steal, but to give. And that day, he stood straighter, lifted his head higher. He didn't just beg, he offered. Whenever someone gave him coins, he placed a flower in their hand, gently, gratefully, and people smiled. People paused. People cared. Some kept the flower behind their ear. Some tucked it into their coat. Some held it like a reminder that even a small act of beauty could soften the world. And slowly, something magical happened. More people gave. More people stopped. More people noticed him, not as a beggar, but as someone who offered something, as someone who contributed, as someone who mattered. The station became his garden. The flowers became his currency, and his identity began to shift. But then he realized something crucial. Whenever he had flowers, people gave him money. Whenever he ran out, they walked past him, like he didn't exist. This was no longer begging. This was business. Months later, fate completed its circle. The same tall man appeared again, at the same station, same suit, same confident stride. The beggar, no, the man he was becoming, ran toward him. "Sir," he called out, "today I have something to give you. Please, give me something, and I will give you a flower in return." The tall man's eyes softened. He smiled, handed him some money, and the man placed a fresh flower in his palm. The tall man looked at it and said, "Today, you have become a businessman, just like me." Those words didn't just enter his ears. They entered his soul. For years he believed he was nothing, a stain on the world, a forgotten life. But now, with a single sentence, someone had given him a new identity. And identities changed destinies. He stepped off the platform, looked up at the open sky, and shouted, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman." People stared. Some laughed. Some shook their heads. But inside him, something irreversible had awakened. And the man he used to be, the begging, shrinking, defeated version of him, died that day. 6 months later, the station looked the same. Same tracks, same announcements, same crowds. But he didn't. 2 men in suits shook hands near the platform. One in a navy jacket, one in charcoal gray. "Do you remember me?" the navy-suited man asked. The other man frowned. "No, I don't think we've met." "Oh, we have," the first man said with a smile. "Twice. The first time I didn't know what to do with my life. The second time, I finally understood who I really am." The tall man's eyes widened. A realization flickered. You were the beggar, weren't you?" The man nodded. "Yes, once, but not anymore." "Where are you going now?" the tall man asked. "And what do you do?" The man straightened his tie. "My flowers grew into something bigger. A shop, a business, a brand. I'm traveling to another city today. For expansion." He paused, smiled, and added, "You taught me something powerful. A rule of nature. We receive only when we give." Once I understood that, my life changed. The 2 men laughed softly, sharing the strange, beautiful truth of life. That identity shapes destiny. That value creates opportunity. That giving precedes receiving. And they boarded the train together, talking about growth, business, and the law that had saved a life. The world is not random. Success is not magic. Luck is not a strategy. There is a rule woven into everything. Give first, then receive. Give effort. Give value. Give kindness. Give discipline. Give belief. Give time. Give the world something it did not have before you arrived. Because when you give, you stop being invisible. You stop being replaceable. You stop being forgettable. When you give, the universe recognizes you. And here's the deeper truth. People rarely understand. Giving doesn't make you weaker. It makes you worthy. Worthy of money. Worthy of opportunity. Worthy of growth. Worthy of life itself. The beggar became a businessman, not because he found flowers, but because he found worth in himself. He stopped seeing himself as powerless. Stopped seeing himself as small. Stopped seeing himself as someone who only receives. Identity first. Action second. Success last. That's the order. Every great life begins with a shift in self-perception, a moment when you whisper to yourself, I am not who I was. I am becoming who I'm meant to be. And that whisper becomes your roar. If this story changed something inside you, even a little, don't let it fade. Subscribe for more. Like this video, so it reaches someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, what will you give before you ask the world to give back? Because your future, your success, your transformation begins with that decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, now.